So pretty much every Star Wars fan out there and every Star Wars YouTube channel has posted that clip of George Lucas talking about Disney Star Wars recently, where he pretty much said that he's lost control of Disney Star Wars and that he has nothing to do with any movies or any shows after episodes 1 through 6. And this is something that we've already known, but it does just hurt a little bit more every time George says it, because I know in every single Star Wars fan's minds, in the back of their head, they're thinking that there's a chance that George could come back, that maybe George is working his way back in, maybe him being on the sets of The Mandalorian will give us a chance that he'll return, maybe just write an episode or maybe just help out. But it looks like that's not the case, and that's never going to be the case. But while every single Star Wars fan in the world has seen that clip, it must have also got around to Star Wars and got around to Lucasfilm. And I really feel like George is holding stuff back because he's contractually obligated to. I don't think we even know the whole story yet, and Bob Iger was pretty straightforward in his book about how he stole Star Wars from George Lucas. They promised George that they would use his vision, and they didn't use any of his vision. And I know George feels betrayed by that, and I know George wants to speak out on that even more than he is right now. But Lucasfilm and Star Wars actually made the channel that posted that video take it down. If you haven't seen the clip, here it is.
Jeremiah, I'm in the 7th grade, and I really like Star Wars, so my question for you is, the world has changed so much since the first Star Wars movie. How do you think the changes in the fights for racial justice will impact the Star Wars universe going forward?
I don't know. I mean, I've kind of lost control of Star Wars, so it's going off in a different path than what I intended.
So you can just see in that clip in George's face, even on George's wife's face, the way that she's looking at him, you can just tell that George feels betrayed by what Disney did to him. I really think there's something in George's contract that says he can't speak badly about Disney Star Wars, because what other means do they have from making that YouTube channel take that video down? The people at Disney, the people at Lucasfilm are bad people. They don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know that they promised George Lucas one thing and they did the complete opposite. People like me and you know that George's vision is out the window, but the general public don't know that, and they don't want them to find out. If videos like that are allowed to stay up and circulate the internet, eventually the general public will start to get the idea that George is not involved in Star Wars anymore, and I'm sure they want to keep up that illusion for as long as possible. But now they're really silencing the creator of Star Wars. Do you know how legendary George Lucas is? He pushed the advancement of film technology so many times forward. He has done so much for film and created the most powerful IP in the world that Disney now owns. Do they realize that the only reason they're making money off these Star Wars movies is because of what George Lucas did before they bought it? That's the only reason these movies are selling, because they're not good. Why are you silencing George Lucas? Let him say what he wants to say. Even though he's speaking out against Disney Star Wars and saying it's not in his control anymore, he's not saying anything that bad. He didn't even say the movies were bad. He just said he didn't have control over it anymore, but we knew what he was trying to say. But you can't silence George Lucas. I just think it's horrible what Lucasfilm are able to get away with, and I'm gonna make another video right after this one about what the Lucasfilm employees and Pablo Hidalgo did, trying to take down YouTubers by saying they're alt-right and white supremacists because they don't like The Last Jedi. These people are bad people. They're willing to ruin lives to make their movies look good, and now they're silencing someone that we all look up to because he said he doesn't have control over these movies anymore. It's just sad, and every time something like this happens, I get less and less hope that we can actually save Star Wars, because I just realize how bad the people are that actually run it. These people don't care about other people's feelings. They don't have any respect. They just want money and they just want to look good. And George Lucas saying that he doesn't have control over Star Wars anymore does not make them look good. So they made them take it down. You can't have George Lucas speaking the truth because the truth doesn't look good for them. But let me know what you guys think of George Lucas being silenced, of Lucasfilm and Disney making them take down that video. I think it's really sad, and I can't imagine the pain that George Lucas is in, not because he can't speak out against Disney Star Wars, because he was promised that they would use his vision or at least use his guidance somewhat, and they just didn't do any of that. They just kicked him out of Star Wars immediately, and now he's not even allowed to speak out against it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you hate Kathleen Kennedy as much as I do and you want to buy my Ruined by Kathleen Kennedy merch, the link to that will be in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both of those links will be in the description. But thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you on the next one.